If no hero is within 2 squares of another, spawn 3 minions and 1 captain from all active layers. Well, nothing to worry about there. They're close together anyway. +1 is added to all hero cards for the rest of the act. Well, we are at a 10 with the Acolyte, so the threat penalty takes place for the rest of this act, which is this tile here. So we're going to add 1 additional AP to all hero cards. Whew. And we'll activate the minions, and we don't have to worry about the Mystic Spawn. The Air IFE will go first. I'm looking at their card. I'm trying to think if I even need to bother with activating them. The Mechanized Wind Funnel, 1 attack on 1 target, no damage, pushes hero 3 squares towards captains and lairs. So even if they land a hit, what are they going to push the heroes towards since there are no captains and or out there? They don't have anything special except activating again and going first. So I'm going to skip over the Air IFE and just leave them in place. But what I am going to do is I'm going to move them since they're ranged attackers. They're going to move so they're at least 2 away and not adjacent to that soldier. So I'm going to have this one move 1 that way. And this one's already at 2. That way they're at range as if they were going to attack. They wouldn't just hang out next to the character it hit. The Cyclone will attack the soldier. 1d10 with a target number of 6, but first we need to do courage test of 5. He does not pass, so he will not attack. Before the darkness cycle ends, I'm going to have the apprentice use Winter's Bite, her interrupt, and she can attack 1 target within range with a range of 2, so I'm going to go after that Cyclone again. Winter's Bite will cause the AP to go up 1. She'll go ahead and attack. Winter's Bite uses a focus, so she can use her Demon's Bane and the Ring of Neria. This is a Cyclone that she's attacking. Battle Roar is still out in play, so she needs a 3. Got it this time. 2 3s and a 9. The bitter cold of Winter's Bite lashes out and takes out that final Cyclone. That 1 damage raises her threat all the way up to 10. Now every character is at 10. And I think this is a good time to go into the hero deck phase. The soldier can lower her threat by 1, and the apprentice cannot lower her threat by any amount. The apprentice didn't keep any cards and drew the Mountain Crumbles, Riftwalk, Arcane Sigil, Reservoir of the Ancients, and the Fingers of Aya. The Acolyte, who's going to be our treasure hunter, kept Sprint and drew Prey, Smite, Blood of an Overcomer. Ooh. We might want to play that one. That gets rid of status effects. And Hustle. The soldier didn't keep any and drew Battle Rage, Devastate, Attack, Riding the Edge, and Blade Dance. Wow, a whole bunch of attacks that we don't need right now. There's 1 active monster type, so the darkness will go up 1 to 2. Here in the refresh phase, Sir Archeron will activate. I'm going to have him move 1, so he's next to that Air IFE and still within 3 squares of all the other heroes. I'm going to have Sir Archeron attack that Air IFE. He needs 2 6s to be successful with his attack, and he rolls 5d10. A 6, 1, 5, 8, 3. Okay, good. A 6 and an 8. That's enough to take care of that Air IFE. We're down to only 1 IFE left on the tile, and now we'll roll the 5 fate dice for Sir Archeron. We could really use some face symbols here. And we didn't get any. Got this really dense cluster of treasures there that we need to start picking up. The darkness is the soldier doesn't have any movement cards, so she's not going to reach the treasure. Well, she could get to 1 of them, but I'm going to have her go ahead and rescue the father since she was adjacent to the well. The apprentice doesn't have any move cards either, so the best she can do is pick up 1 treasure. I'll have her move 1, 2, use her 3rd movement point from the Ring of Neria to pick up a treasure. And she got a silver, so we can draw a green card. And she drew a long sword. I believe the Acolyte can use this, even though he's more like a healer cleric. He can use a long sword, and that'll be a nice replacement for his wooden plank. Now we'll have the Acolyte do some treasure collection. First I'll have him use his Hustle card, which will add 1 to the darkness, and that'll give him 2 additional movement points to go along with his 2 base. So I'll move 1, spend the second 1 to pick up the treasure, then move 3, and then pick up the treasure with the 4th movement point. And he drew a bronze and a second bronze. And we got another anti-venom potion. And for his second treasure, he gained 2 gold. And we'll pick up 1 more treasure. I'll have him use his sprint card, raising the AP 1 to 4. That grants him 3 additional movement points. So he'll move 1 onto that treasure and 2 to pick it up, and then 3 onto the next one, so he'll be ready to pick it up in the next turn. Bronze again. A focus potion. That's the first one of those we've seen. Plus 3 fate die for 1 hero cycle. And with the darkness at 4, I think we'll stop there and go into the hero deck phase real quick so we can get into 1 more turn and clear this tile. The soldier didn't play any cards, so she has 3 open spots. Her threat will go down to 6. The acolyte's threat will stay at 9. And the apprentice didn't play any cards, so hers will go down 3 to 7. Nobody kept any cards, and the apprentice drew Hustle, Blink, Attack, Sphere of Deflection, and Chaotic Overflow. The acolyte drew Dirge of Twilight, Stand Fast, Blessings of the Dawn, Attend the Weak, and Armor of Faith. The soldier got the Hidden Blade, Battle Roar, Sprint, Your Mother is a Crawler, and Impenetrable. There's 1 active monster type, raising the darkness 1 to 5. Sir Archeron will activate here in the refresh phase, but I will not have him attack because I want to crack at that treasure bag 1 more time. But we will roll his 5 fate dice. And again, no face symbols. Right away, the acolyte will spend 1 movement point to pick up the final treasure. And bronze. The acolyte's not very good at treasure. And he gained 2 more gold. Well, that's not too bad. We're up to 8 gold total. And we'll have the acolyte continue. Move 1. That's the first time he actually moved, but it's the second movement point he used, so he's in cautious movement. And I'm going to have him try and go out with a massive attack here and use the Dirge of Twilight. We can attack 1 target with our weapon, and it's going to do 3 damage even though we only need to do 1. And we'll get an additional fate die since we're in cautious movement. The Dirge of Twilight makes the darkness go up 1 to 6, so if we don't take out this Air Iathy, the darkness will activate. Add the fate die for the Dirge of Twilight. Add a fate die for the Bracers of Will. We're stuck using the wooden plank, so we only get 1 additional D10. Hero's Edge will give him a 1 and 1. I moved Hero's Edge to the Acolyte at the beginning of the hero phase. We need 2 6s. Well, he's not good at collecting treasure, but he's good at smashing things. 2 8s and a face symbol. The wooden plank has a fate die recipe with a face symbol that lowers his threat by 1 after the attack. His threat would have gone up by 1 for taking this Ariathy out, so this will cancel that out. Our final minion is taken out with the Dirge of Twilight. This tile is cleared. This tile is clear. I'll go ahead and have the apprentice use her Hustle to add 2 additional movement points and pick up the Cossack. Now that the tile is cleared, we'll bid farewell to our comrade, Sir Archeron. The tile is cleared, but before we go on to the narrative, we do have a gold hoard that we need to resolve, and then a merchant will appear also. To resolve the gold hoard, each hero is going to roll a fate die and receive that reward, which is on the table that you see here. That's from the back of the rulebook. If we roll the arcane symbol, we get 3 gold, a vitality potion, and a treasure token. Face symbol, 1 gold, vitality potion, anti-venom potion, and a treasure token. Guile, 7 gold and a treasure token. Nature, 5 gold, anti-venom potion, and a treasure token. Rage gives us 2 treasure tokens. The darkness symbol gives us 5 gold, a treasure token, and a curse for every hero. If this tile was in the middle of an act, that darkness symbol would be a worry for us. We're getting a curse. But at the end of an act, and the resolution of an act, you clear all status effects. So if we roll that, it's not going to really hurt us. But what a curse does is it reduces a player's hand size by a number of cards equal to the number of curses that they have. And then that status would last until it was cleared. We'll start with our apprentice. Let her roll a fate die. And she gets, well, her very own arcane symbol, which means she'll get 3 gold, a vitality potion, and draw a treasure token. Let's see if she's any better at drawing treasure. Oh my. She drew a gold. Let's see what the blue deck has in store for her. The Shield of Light. +1 defense. +1 faith. Attack +1 d10 and +2 fate die. Wow, it's pretty good for the Acolyte, but that would take the place of his Dark Crystal. +1 target number versus ranged attack, so it'll help him against ranged enemies. His fate die recipe, resolve as a prey card before this attack. Prey card, shuffle discard pile, draw 3 cards, gain 1 faith per faith card. Very nice. I think that is better than the Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal gives us 2d10 and 1 fate die, and it's a relic. But this gives him an additional faith, 1d10, and 2 fate die. And it's also a relic, I just noticed that. Definitely going to have to swap out the Dark Crystal for the Shield of Light. But it has a little bit of value, we can sell it to the merchant. Next up we have our Acolyte, who rolls the Darkness. 5 gold, a treasure token, and a curse that we don't have to worry about. Let's see if he continues to be terrible at drawing treasure. Yep, sure does. 1 gold. And finally the soldier gets the guile symbol, 7 gold and a treasure token. She drew a silver. And we got a mace. Attack +d10, +1 fate die, +2 damage if attacking a lair. Ooh, got a lot of decisions to make on who's going to get what equipment and what we're going to keep and what we're going to sell. Finally, the last part of clearing this tile is we'll resolve a merchant. Samantha Kelivor, Mystic. So she sells vitality potions for 2, Forsaken Tome for 4, Ornate Chalice for 4, and the robes for 5. Now let me pull those items out of the green deck and see if they're worth buying. Here's a Forsaken Tome, it's a focus, +2d10 to attack, +1 fate die, -1 AP after the attack. Oh man, it's a focus. It would have to replace the Demon's Bane, but having -1 AP after attack for each arcane, whew, that could be really useful. Here are robes, they add a health, +1 target number versus melee attacks, and the Ornate Chalice is a relic. It would also take the same spot that the Dark Crystal would, +2d10 and +1 fate die to attack, restore 1 vitality on 1 hero. A lot of choices to make. Let me look over everything that our heroes have, see what I'm going to keep and sell, and then make a decision on these. I went over everything, swapped equipment between everybody, came up with the best combinations that I think are going to work for our characters going forward. I ended up purchasing the robes and not the other 2 items, and selling the Dark Crystal back for 1 gold. I'm going to go over each character here to show you what their state is, so you know what to expect for them when we move into Act 2 here. Also, the reward for the end of Act 1 was each hero gained a Vitality Potion and a Shadow Potion. And the Shadow Potion, when you use those, it lowers your threat by 3. Here's our apprentice. She has her Shadow Potion, Anti-Venom Potion, and 2 Vitality Potions. She now has a long sword in place of her enchanted twig. I know she's a spellcaster, but I think she's going to be a battle mage. The long sword gives her +2d10 to attacks and +1 fate die. She has very few spells, maybe only 1 or 2 that actually use a weapon. But if she does use it and gets a rage symbol, it subtracts 1 AP after the attack. She's keeping her Demon's Bane. She purchased the robes. They give her +1 target number versus melee attacks, makes her a little bit harder to hit up close. And she's keeping her helm and ring of Neria. Thanks to her robe and her helm, her max health is now 7. The Acolyte has 2 vitality potions, a shadow potion, an anti-venom potion, and a focus potion. He will now be using a mace that gives him +2 d10 and +1 fate die to attack. And we can have him really smash those layers because if he rolls a rage symbol, it's +2 damage when attacking a lair. We gave him the Shield of Light. It's going to add a faith. For an attack, it gains +1 d10 and +2 fate die, and it is a relic. And it makes him +1 target number versus ranged attacks. And then if he makes his recipe, he can resolve it as a prey card. Not only resolve it as a prey card, but it resolves it as if it was before the attack. He's now wearing the leather armor. He's keeping his solace and bracers of will, and his health is now at 10 thanks to his leather armor and solace. And finally, our soldier has a vitality, shadow, and anti-venom potion. Not a whole lot changed with her. She still has her horrifying spear, pot lid, mantle of fate, helm, and boots of speed. No new gear for her right now, and her max health is 11. As a group, we ended this act with 3 serendipity and 20 gold that we get to carry over into the next act. The second you turned onto Tanner's Pike, you saw the jagged crag. You knew some darkness was afoot for certain. Mountains don't just spring up from nothing. As you near Brackenberg, you gasp in horror as the mountain seems to lurch and collapse upon the small village. Thank you for joining me for this playthrough of The Foundations of the World. I hope you enjoyed Act 1, A Mountain Moves. We see where our story left us with a cliffhanger going into Act 2. I'll try and fit in Act 2 and Act 3 during this first season of playthroughs. I'm not going to count it as any of the 15 playthroughs that I'm going to do for this first season. Since this is a very lengthy playthrough, I want to get the table cleared off for a while for some other games. But we will be revisiting Myth and continuing our story quest in Act 2. Let me know what you liked or didn't like about this playthrough, some things you'd like to see me change or do differently. Please comment. Doesn't bother me at all. I like to know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. Our heroes are geared up pretty good. That last tile was much tougher than all the other tiles at the beginning of this act, and I'm going to make a good effort in the coming acts to increase the difficulty, especially now that we're getting geared up pretty good. We got some good stuff. We got lots of gold. We got 3 serendipity, so we're ready to go. We're going to more enemies. Maybe we'll bring the crawlers in because they can poison us. We do have some anti-venom potions that may take the danger up a notch. They're not that dangerous themselves, the minions are not. But when I do hunting packs and lairs in the coming acts, I'll make them much larger and more frequent. Maybe on some of the bigger tiles, throw down 2 layers, a couple of hunting packs of 8. Really test our adventurers. This Myth playthrough has been really fun. I'm really looking forward to getting into the continuing acts further into the season. Thank you for watching. Please take a moment and check out the Patreon if you have not yet and consider becoming one of the patrons. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.